Yo, YouTube, what's going on? I want to just bring this video. This is something that should be held very important to everybody due to the fact that, a lot of us like to and or don't want to purchase on evil, aka eBay, because of scumbaggish sellers as well as scumbaggish buyers. Now, with that basically being said, I've been on eBay since July. Obviously, all over again. And I'm a straight legit seller, and I'm also a straight legit buyer. Now, I sold these Lanyard Corpse 3 and 3/4 figures. They're similar to they're like a bootleg version of G.I. Joe in some in some retrospect. In some ways, they actually cost more than a lot of G.I. Joes because they're a lot, for some reason, they're sought after and people like them. Now, these figures I sold 11 of them with everything. Shipping and everything came up to just around $77, which was extremely cheap considering that these figures were in pristine condition. And whenever I sell anything, not only do I don't accept refunds, but I give extremely well-rounded visual description as well as verbal descriptions in my replies and text when I'm selling stuff. A lot of my items sell under what I want them to sell for, but I don't be on that. Oh well, it's busted or nah. If you want it fair and square, I'm gonna ship it. Even if I'm disappointed in the price it's sold for, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I want to put this asshole on blast. I was trying to find this person's let me see if that's one thing I forgot to do. I'm so pissed off. I totally forgot to find the most important part so you guys know not to deal with this asshole. So I would appreciate if people out here in eBay can sit here and put this guy on blast, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to help each other on eBay. Now, this asshole has a 99.5% positive feedback. Now, this fucking bastard, he goes by the name of 4797 Anthony. Again, that's number 4797 lowercase Anthony. Nathony. All right. So again, if anybody ever has this person who wants to buy from you, his zip code is 98204-7917, and again, his name is Anthony Austin. That's his real name, and that's J for middle name. Now, normally I wouldn't do shit like this, but when it comes to my money and fucking pieces of shit being pieces of shit and scumbags, I'm gonna put you on blast because you deserve that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do grimy shit, then you know what? You have to respect another person being grimy. So on top of that, we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna try to contact this asshole, and I'm gonna let him know everybody I know. So far, I have ways of finding out who people are. So without further ado, let's get it. First of all, this fucking asshole's phone number is area code 425-583-8206. His name is Anthony J. Austin. His address is 8407 18th Avenue W, apartment 7-201. He lives in Everette, Washington. So that's on Washington State. And his zip code is 98204-7917. So we're gonna call this guy. I'm even gonna go a step further and let you guys know this motherfucker's relatives' names and all the neighborhoods he lived in. Now, what this asshole did, before I even do that, let me show you guys what this piece of shit did. Now, I sent 11 of these figures. First of all, let me show you guys. This is what I sent. I sent this. I'm explaining to you how I shipped it. This is what he sent me back. There's no way on God's green earth 11 fucking figures are gonna fit in here. 11 fit in here easily. A set of 5, a set of 3, and then another set of 4. That's how I had them. And I used a nice piece of cardboard, and a nice piece of cardboard went on this side. Another nice piece went on this side. So basically, both of these sides had a piece of box cardboard on both of these sides, and I had the fucking figures wrapped up very well. So the envelope was maybe about probably around yay thick, which means this flap still closed extremely comfortably. And I taped it, and then I put my the eBay paid thing on it, and I wrapped it very well. And on top of all that, I couldn't do this because the way the box and the way everything was, there was no way you could bend this. And I put fragile, please do not bend and or crush. I put it on both sides, and everything I've been sending since then, everybody always gotten their shit perfect, except this fucking one asshole. I've even sent more fragile shit than 3 3/4 G.I. Joe light figures. So you mean to tell me, I mean, come on, 11 3 3/4 figures fit perfectly in here. You just have to make sure you wrap them very well, and you have to make sure you put something hard on both sides so it won't, do anything or cause damage. Then on top of that, I also went ahead and I paid extra for insurance and for signature. Now, this morning, this is how this came. I want you, I don't want my information up there. I want you guys to see this. This is how everything came. You can sit there and pause that. That's the fucking bastard's name and everything. So this is how it came. Ripped it open. Here is the little shit he used, which is the same styrofoam I used to send him. And this is the figure. Now he sent a picture of the figure and he claimed it came broken like this. Now, the way my figures were, first of all, it's just conveniently odd that he sent this brand new Ziploc. I don't have Ziplocs like this. First of all, I don't even buy them like this. So I find it, how do I know that this guy's not a fucking reseller? How do I know that this piece of shit, technically I do know because this is not my item. This motherfucker probably had one that was busted and broken. Figured, oh, you know what? Oh, shit. This guy got 11 of them. And I need one of them. You know what? I'm going to buy from this guy. And I'm going to hit him in the head. And try to get a partial refund. Then second of all, who the hell will sit there and give you a partial refund of $77 from 1 out of 11 figures? And I told him when he sent me an email, just send them back. No, I seen the pictures. I still didn't believe it, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the headache. I'll give you your money back. Just send them back. What he sends me back? 1 out of 10. 1 out of 11, which means he kept 10 out of 11 and sent me one that was broken back. Just so you guys get a good understanding and idea of how stupid eBay is and how fucking scumbagish pieces of shit are. So, let's try to call this guy. We're going to try to call him right now. We're going to do this. That's his contact information. And we're going to press. I think when I do call people, my name come up, so he probably recognize my name or don't recognize this number. Hello? 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 Person hung up. So we're going to try to call back again. And we're gonna try to get this asshole to pick up the phone. If he doesn't, I'm just gonna blast his ass. Now, it seems like for some reason I deal with a whole bunch of scumbags on the West Coast because I always seem to always have problems with people on the West Coast. Never on the East Coast or the Midwest, especially Washington State.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Anthony Austin is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes, Anthony Austin. Anthony J. Austin. What's going on, man? I do understand that you live at 8407 18th Avenue W, apartment 7 201, Everett, Washington. And I believe one of your cross streets is West Casino Road, right? And your relatives is Jamel Austin, James Austin, Kim Austin, and you also lived in Linwood, Washington, as well as Bellingham, Washington. I'm not gonna say how I can get your information, but let's just say I have family and friends on the job, and I also have your I'm not gonna really go into these details right now, but I am publicly putting this stuff on on YouTube because people like you need to learn your lesson about trying to scam people on eBay. Now, I'm pretty sure you know that I am the guy that you try to hit in the head for those lanyard figures. Now, I'm pretty confident that you probably had one stashed somewhere, and you probably went ahead and decided to try to hit me in my head and try to get a partial refund. I specifically told you I don't do refunds. Just send me the items back, and I had to pay extra to send you a shipping label for you to ship them, and you decided to send me back 1 out of 11. So you decided to keep 10 of them and only send me back 1. Now, you have to ask yourself, how do I know you live directly across the street in that house, right next to 8408? I basically have everything I need. I have a map and a layout of the road and street you live on, the color of your house. I know that you're right down the street from 1807. Listen, Anthony J. I don't know if the J stands for James or whatever, but I do know that you go by Tony J. Austin, and I definitely know that you know Jamel or Jamil Austin, James Austin, and Kim Austin. And I know that your locations you used to live in is also Linwood, Washington, as well as Bellingham, Washington. Now, I can also I can be an asshole and even give your driver's license information and stuff up here too. So we're gonna figure out what you're gonna do because you shouldn't do this to people. Because when you do that, like I told you before, karma comes around, bro. And you never know who you're dealing with on the other end of eBay. You don't know who you're dealing with. I could really be a Neanderthal and even go as far as putting your court records and stuff. I believe you have, I think, 5 or 10 of those. So I don't know, brother. You have my number. I will use it. Now we're gonna send him a text. I'm not gonna sit here and say exactly how I got this dude's information, but I have my ways of I can get anybody's anything. You know what I'm saying? So let's send him a message. Hold on a second, YouTubers. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to look at something here. All right, so he's West Casino Road and 18th Avenue West. I didn't forget you guys and girls. I just, every now and again you gotta nib this stuff in the bud. Some people probably like, damn, bro, you going too extra. Ain't no such thing as going too extra when somebody's taking money from you, man. And then somebody's trying to, get over on you. Ain't no such thing, man. So yeah, oh man, what I just do? So yeah, this guy, piece of work, man, piece of work. Well, it's gonna be. Let me see. Can I do this sideways? Doesn't. Yeah, I think you guys could probably see. Oh no, you can't see all of it though. I don't really mess with penmanship. I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. When I'm writing stuff and I'm kind of doing what I do, I don't really get into all that penmanship shit. My punctuality. Like I don't deal with all that. I just basically do what I do, and that's it. And I'm gonna send this shit to this asshole because I want this Neanderthal. Yep. Send it at 10:36 p.m. You guys can see it right there. So I would appreciate if those out there who are cool with me can sit here and it's not such thing as slandering somebody's name or using slander when it's accurate. But I do realize he got three relatives and he is a male, and the name he likes to go by is, I guess it would probably be TJA or TJ for short. Again, of course, Tony is short for Anthony, which I know for a fact. And again, his locations he lived at was three areas in Washington State. And again, the area he lives in now is Everette, Washington. Also lived in Linwood and Bellingham, Washington. I should be an asshole and print out this asshole's face and be even more of a dick. In a way, I don't consider myself being a prick or a dick at all, because what he's doing is wrong. I contacted eBay and they have to start a claim for me to get back my, in order for me to get back the the shipping that I had to pay. I had to pay for him to send the items back. So then he decided to keep 10 out of 11. So he sent me the supposedly broken one. And again, I sent him 11 items in this envelope. Yeah, you guys are saying it's flimsy. Let me explain something to you. When you put a real a piece of box cardboard, and you put it on this side. Then you put whatever you're putting in the middle, and it's protected. Then you put another piece of cardboard on this side, and then you seal this up, and this folds perfectly, and you have like a little indentation here. You understand? You have a little indentation here, but everything closes perfect. And you write everything you write on it, and you try to go like this, and they won't move or give way. And again, I wrote, you know, please do not crush, bend, and or I put crush or bend and fragile, please. So there was no reason or no way that somebody at the post office was going to deliberately say, fuck it, let me run it over. And again, out of 11, all the black figures from the lanyard corpse were in the middle. I put all of them in the middle. So you mean to tell me out of 11 figures, 1 out of 11 had a broken arm, when all their arms were straight flat down like that. And on top of that, everybody was wrapped. The way they were wrapped and the way they were protected in cardboard in this asshole sends me back this little box, and I sent him 11 in here, and he sends me back this little box of bullshit. And this is why I'm sitting here going to eBay. I mean, I'm going to YouTube. You know, at the end of the day, it takes us YouTubers to sit here and develop some kind of rapport amongst ourselves and each other in the whole community of YouTube to help people keep from being scammed by other by buyers and or sellers. You know, it is our duty, if we can help another keep from being taken advantage of, and or keep someone else from taking advantage of someone, then we should do so. So I did decide to take, you know, basically almost 30 minutes of my time to sit here and put this asshole on blast. So again, before I go off, I'm going to put down his cell phone number, which is 425 area code, and the number is 583-8206. And again, the name is Anthony, middle initial J, Austin. And his address is 8407 18th Avenue W. I guess that stands for Avenue West. And his cross street is West Casino Road. And he lives right directly across from 8408. 8408. And his apartment number is 7. And it's 7201. And that's Everette, Washington. And the zip code is 98204-7917. Now, this guy lived in New York, Connecticut, Jersey, or Philly. I shit you guys not. I would have did a fucking live video knocking on this dude's door. And as soon as he opened the door, I would have asked him his name. And you would have been the first witnesses of me assaulting and stumping the shit out of this guy. On my children, I would have swore I would have did this shit, and I would have been proud to get locked up for putting this shit on fucking YouTube and letting people see just how real a motherfucker like me really am. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that guy. I don't play games when it comes to my money and on my product, because I wouldn't play games with somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? And this is bullshit. And his relatives is Jamal. I don't know if that's Jamil or Jamal. I think it's Jamil Austin, James Austin, and Kim Austin. Again, I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about me. Why the fuck should I give a fuck about you or yours? Plain and simply, man. I want to embarrass the shit out of this guy. And of course, this happened. This happened over a week or so ago. The asshole got this stuff last week, and I got it back here. I got this stuff. I got the one figure back today, which is Monday. I don't even know what fucking day it is. What is it? The 10th or some stupid shit? The 9th or the 10th? What is today? Yep, today is Monday, April 9th. So I may post this tonight. I may not. I should try to call this guy again, to be honest. Why don't I try to call him again? Since he got, you know, let's try to call this asshole again. He fucked up my day, so why not fuck up his? My hands are extremely ashy because I was cleaning.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hello, man. Hey, I just got a disturbing message from me. I'm going to call the New York Police Department, so I hope, I'm sorry, man, but that's just like, you can't, like, threaten somebody, you know?
Threaten somebody, dude. You try to hit me in my head, bro. And threaten. First of all, you can contact whoever you want because how you think I got your information in the first place?
Oh, you're probably pretty smart at what you do. But hey, listen, man, I have replaced the figure. Why would I ever bother doing that? You can have, you know what? Listen real quick. You can have the refund for the whole thing back. I can keep it. I can send it to you. I don't care.
The whole point of this, brother, is all you had to do was send me all my items in the first place. Why you did not send all the items back when I requested you to send everything back?
Hey, listen, man, because I'm a collector and I like those freaking pieces because a lot of them I haven't seen in a while and it went for a pretty good fucking price, didn't it? Is it?
Yeah, I'll sell all my stuff for a great price. The whole point of the matter is, how do I know you didn't? I can't understand. Maybe I can't apprehend this. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe the NYPD didn't teach me right or something. It's just that I just really can't understand or apprehend how out of the way I package this stuff, how one figure came with one broken arm out of 11. I just can't understand that.
Hey, I don't know either, man. You took the what is it, the USPS envelopes or whatever, and then you rolled all the figures up in those. They were actually packed pretty good, but one of them's arm was broken. Maybe it was on the fucking outside, dude.
And then on top of that, I used cardboard pieces inside the envelope, so you got them quicker. I paid out of my pocket extra to ship them to you, even after the you know what I'm saying, when I was going through what I was going through with the loss of a family member and everything. I wanted to get everything out to you even quicker, so I paid extra. I paid for.
Oh shit, dude, that's you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Shit, dude, I'm so sorry, dude. Hey. Fuck, man. I'm sorry you lost a family member too recently, dude. I know how it makes you feel sometimes and shit, man. I'm fucking sorry, dude. I swear to God. You have no idea, man. So, let me tell you something right now. I'm sorry about this whole thing. I can send all the figures back and you can have the refund.
No, I don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You pay for what you got. You know what? If anything, just contact eBay and tell them that that you want to close the thing. Let them refund.
Maybe it happened in the fucking mail service, dude. I don't know, but
I mean, I can understand. I mean, to be honest, I can understand.
I wanted to keep those other ones because they're part of the collection that I'm trying to complete still. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can understand if it was UPS or FedEx, but Hey, tell me
your name, man. Tell me your name. What's your name?
You have my name. I put my address in.
You already know I'm Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I know who you are. I know everybody in your family. You know,
Yeah. Tell me your name, man.
My name is Mike.
Mike. Okay, yeah. Hey, Mike. Man, I swear to fucking God, I didn't try to do you bad, dude. I swear to fucking God.
Well, that's the way I felt about it, especially the fact that when I opened up my mail and I saw one figure and I requested all of them to come back to me. If you notice, I didn't have an attitude or nothing like that. I just said send them back. So when I got one back, I automatically got defensive because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Then on top of that, when I called you, I think you kind of knew who I was. That's why you the phone hung up. Then the second time you let it go to voicemail so you can hear it. And then after I text you and left the what you call it, and left the message. Now was something you pick up the phone. I just think that you should have manned up from the. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but even the way I actually even mailed it, and I wrote on it, I put please do not bend and or crush, and I had insurance and everything on it because that's how I send everything. My descriptions are extremely vivid because I would never get over anybody because I would want to be getting over. So I took that extremely personally. I understand it, but still in all, like, I mean, this would have never happened if you just, all you had to do was just send them all back. I mean, I felt a certain way when I got one item, and I'm like, dude, this is what, I mean, I do this for a living. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like,
yeah, shit, I was trying to.
Like, dude, it's so easy to get people's pictures, numbers. I mean, like, you never know who you're dealing with on one end of eBay, man. You do not know who you're dealing with on one end of eBay. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, karma, you have to always be considerate of the next person. And it's like, if you, I understand you wanted it, but you could have easily just mailed me and said, you know what? I'll tell you what. Can we work out something, or can we this and that? All you stated was,
hey, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but this could have been avoided. I mean, all you have to do is say, well, listen, I'm really a collector. It really came like this, blah, 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 and XYZ. But when you were, and I said, no, just send them all back. And when you started the claim with eBay, I felt that you were being slick, because you turn around, even though you knew that I told you I wanted all of them back, you still sent just one, knowing that eBay was going to refund you everything. That really pissed me off.
The printing label and stuff shipped from you. I don't sell too much stuff, man. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly how it works, but isn't that how I get the printing label? To file a claim, like to send it back, right? That's what you wanted me to do. I wanted to send that one guy back.
No, but you sent one back when I requested. You sent one back when I requested you to send them all back.
Hey man, who did you lose?
Nah, that's not important. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that, because all that's gonna do is add fuel to the fire. I mean, I appreciate that, but you know that I'm just basically saying I got a lot of personal things going on, but I'm still, trying to be professional and everything.
So do I, man. So do I, man. I got a little baby girl too, and I don't appreciate threats and stuff, especially around my house, and especially me trying to be a father and doing what I'm doing right now. They just lost their mother, so we've been going through a lot ourselves too, man. And some I don't mean to be mean or whatever. I know how the mind thinks sometimes when you're in deep places and dark places and shit like that. But right now, man, like, I'm sorry about this, but that's completely out of line, dude. I might have done whatever I did on eBay. You know what? Like I said, I'll refund you. I'll get your money back, whatever you want.
All right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you one. Hold on a second. Let me ask you one question. I got one question to ask you. By me mentioning your name and who you live with, and even my text, where anywhere in my text or verbally, how did I threaten you? All I basically did was let you know that I know where you live across from, your relatives, what locations you lived in, your alias, everything. I even know your court history, all that. And all I asked you was, that's all I stated. I just wanted you to know that I knew who you was. Nowhere in any text and or verbally on the phone when I left a message did I say I was gonna hurt you. Ain't nothing remotely to that. Have I ever implicated any bodily harm or anything? I just wanted you to know that I knew who you was. That's all I stated. So you took it as a threat, but that's not a threat. A threat is when you verbally have consent to cause bodily harm on a person. That's a verbal threat. And harassment is if you don't, like right now, if you hang up the phone and I call you back because you basically telling me, you know what, I don't want to talk to you no more. That's basically harassment. That is a misdemeanor, even in your state. In your state, is a lesser charge than it is in New York. But I would not. But I would. My wife wants to hear you. But I would never make a threat. I just wanted you to know that I knew who you were, so I can get your attention. So this can be rectified and taken care of. That's all I ever wanted. All I ever wanted was this to be taken care of the way it should have been taken care of a week ago, before it had to escalate to where you did get a little slick by just sending me back the broken one, knowing that you knew you was gonna get a full refund, and that's not cool. Now you know what I'm saying. Now I do understand that you said you were sorry, and we'll leave it as that. You know, just call eBay and
just go into the claims department and type in whatever you think's fair. How am I gonna get a full refund? I'm not gonna get a full refund. Do you not know how the claims department works? You obviously have no idea how the claims department works.
First of all, miss, that's not a threat. I'm not threatening him.
If I'm saying all this stuff about he knows where we live and what he looks like,
that's not a threat. That is not a threat. I know a lot about the system, and I know a lot about the law to know that's not a threat. Or I wouldn't be making this phone call. All I basically did was let you know. I want you to know that I know who you are, so that way we can take care of this. That is not a threat.
Okay, I would cut this short. So whatever you do, you can go to the claims department, type in whatever you ever think is fair. If no refund at all is fair, go ahead and put that in. That's fine. Just put your reason why. I'll talk to you later, man. Gotta call the cops. So.
You do that. Fucking idiot and his dumbass girlfriend. Call the police. Like, how you do slick shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna do slick shit, then you're gonna apologize, then he's gonna turn around and get this bitch to get on the phone. And see, this is why a lot of people get knocked the fuck out in the street. And this is why a lot of people get fucked up, because of pieces of pussy they deal with that put them in situations they're not handled to take care of. Now, you guys heard him admit. He actually admitted that he was wrong, what he did was wrong, and he's a collector. He kept stuttering and smirking and laughing like, oh shit, dude, yeah, you got me. Now all of a sudden he wants to be a big man. Now, I'm not going to call him back and nothing, because now if I call him back, that's harassment. And yeah, I did send him a text, because I want you to have a text. Any police department can call me up, and I'll be like, what threat did I make the guy? The guy was a scumbag, and I just basically wanted him to know I know who he was and where he lived at, and I posted it on Facebook or YouTube. So what? He's a criminal, he's a thief, and he tried to get over on me. At the end of the day, my job was done. I did what I needed to do, and evidently it worked, because she's scared and nervous, and he's scared and nervous. Only difference is now he's letting this stink pussy bitch run him. And I basically said it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not a threat. And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of chicks get their boyfriends fucked up or shot by police, and why a lot of chicks on YouTube get their asses whooped. Because for some reason, women have this shit in their mind where they think they can whoop a man's ass, and when they get heated and angry, they run a raw emotion. And on top of that, they just fucking run amok in their mind, and they're stuck with that. It is what it is. You know, I did what I did. I said what I said. And at the end of the day, my job is done. This is one of the first times I actually ever did something like this. And I'm very, very happy with the results. He tried to get over, and it's all recorded on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? By me sitting here telling you I know who you are and who everybody is, that's not a threat. I just basically said, listen, dude, I know your phone number. I know your address. I know your relatives. I know what locations you lived at. Not one time I said, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Not one time did I say that. And that's one of the main reasons why I recorded this on YouTube too. I recorded it on YouTube so that way everybody can hear it and you can hear the conversation I had with him. All this is recorded. And now they can sit here and say whatever they want, but it's all recorded. He's a thief, and his car got, his car got called. And this is why you don't play with Karma, because Karma is a rude, nasty bitch. And tonight, I happen to be able to pay for services by her. And it worked in my favor. So, he probably think he's recording. It doesn't matter. The whole point of the matter is you can say whatever you said. There is no law stating that, there is no law nowhere saying I know who you are and who your people are. There's no, I can say that. I can put that on social media or anything. You know what I'm saying? There's no law stating I can't do this and I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already feeling better. Even if he keep the money. First he was like, you know what, dude, I will give you your money back and send you back these figures. Now all of a sudden, this stupid bitch, call the police. Like she made matters worse for him. I contacted the New York police. First of all, bro, there's no law. There is not even a law broken because we're in two different fucking states, first of all. One, I'm not in New York, even though I have a New York number. And then two, you're in Washington. You're on the West Coast here. You're on the West Coast, because this is Canada. You're on the West Coast all the way up here. And I'm on the East Coast right about there. You know what I'm saying? So, what kind of a crime is committed in different states where there's no... I didn't knock on your door. And at the end of the day, I didn't threaten you through a phone and or through a text. Even in my text, I just basically said I know who you are, who your people are. The same thing I stated when I left the message. to the same thing I stated in the text, to everything I basically verbally told him on the phone when he decided to miraculously pick up the phone. The first time he answered the phone, he knew exactly who I was. See, this is why a lot of people on YouTube are like, oh, Mike, he's arrogant, he cocky, he's negative. Listen, even at that moment, anything I do, I fucking think. My mind is like a fucking human processor. It's like a human calculator. When everything is going on my mind in a fucking millisecond. So my reactions to everything is ridiculous. I always been gifted with that shit. And it's like, you never know who people are, what people have done, what occupations they've had, or who they know or who they had. You don't know who nobody is. Don't hit people in the head. Don't get over them. Don't rob them. Don't try to get over them because you never know. Why do you think so many people come home from prison and as soon as they touch the concrete, they get killed or shot by somebody? Yo, my man just came home for 15. Yeah, but you know what? That grudge from 15 years ago never got over that shit. And that's why my man came home from 15 years and now he laying up in the funeral home waiting, you know what I'm saying, waiting for somebody to embalm him and put clothes on him so their family can view him and put him in the ground. You know, like, you know, listen, just because, you know what I'm saying, just because the law or because time forgive you and let you pass don't mean others going to do so. You know, life is short, the world is too small, and you never know who you're going to run into. So, you know, why fuck around with karma if you know karma is a bitch? And it always has a way of coming around. So why even put yourself out there? He's nervous and shitless. He just admitted to this like 15 minutes ago. Now his girlfriend is terrified. Now he's talking about who did I lose. That's not irrelevant who I lost. It doesn't matter who, like, what are you trying to get to know me? Trying to get in my head? That's not important who I lost or what I'm going through emotionally or mentally. That has not, or dark places people been through. Not one time did I threaten you. I just basically, oh, that's you? Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, man. Y'all go back and read and read, you know what I'm saying, redo this shit and hear this shit again. And you're gonna be like, wow. You know, the same way he feels stupid is the same way so many other people up here on YouTube feel and know in their heart that, you know what, that nigga is the truth. And that's the reason why I'm disliked and I don't get the views, because people don't want to hear this shit. People don't want to hear realism. And they don't like dealing or hearing people like me because I'm negative. But at the same time, I am one of the most realest motherfuckers on YouTube, period. I'm just not a favorite. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, YouTube and YouTubers, we need to look out for each other, man. And you out there selling or buying on eBay, know who you dealing with. And, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with scumbags, or sometimes you don't know until it's just a hit or miss sometimes. And sometimes you just get fucked like I did. Now this little bitch is sitting here scared for her daughter. And she's, just call the police. Just call the police. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, I never made a threat to you, bro. I never threatened you. I just basically let you know that I know who you are. And evidently, I know the house you live in. I mean, you guys seen how quick he was to answer the drawer to every fucking thing I said, right? I can come up here and pull anybody's card, bro. Anybody's card. You'd be surprised what I could do with a lot of y'all motherfuckers out there. Even a lot of y'all YouTube usernames, man. You don't know. You do not know. I am not that nigga anybody up here in social media want to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? I am not that guy. Anybody up here want to fuck with. I've always been that person that always came up here on YouTube and always try to do the right thing. Always try to do the right thing. But because of the way I look and the way I come out, y'all threatened and y'all can't stand a real motherfucking nigger like me. And I said nigger, not nigger. Nigga. You understand? So anyway, some of you may or may not appreciate how I did this. And for those, I don't get. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta go, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. I'm the type of person that if somebody push me, bump into my child, don't say excuse me, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna let you know, what's good? You come out your face, you're gonna pick up your teeth. Plain and simple. It's that simple. You wanna pump up, I'm gonna pump back. I've always been like that my whole life. I'm always gonna be like that until the day I'm stretched out in a funeral home, waiting to be viewed and lowered in the ground or the crematorium, whatever the fuck my family decide to do with my body. I'm always gonna be that person. The problem is, like a lot of people tell me, you know what? My problem is I'm too real for today's society. I'm too real for people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working myself down now. But to Mr. Tony J or TJ or TJA or ATJA or whatever fuck name you go by, bro. Just to give anybody up here on YouTube or whatever, listen, I can get I can, you don't know who you're fucking with. One day you can really do something or say something to me and I'll be knocking on your front door.